Yeah. I don't ever get exhausted. Can't wait to say that I made it. I've been working on patience. This year I know that I got it. Hot guy with the shots, boy. I ain't missing my target. They thought it was done. They thought it was over. I told them I just getting started. Getting that money, I stack it up. You talk shit, can't back it up. Living my dream, I can't pass it up. A few hours ain't good enough. Spending that money on outfits. Buying the car at the dealership. Color hair with the face tats. Riding that way, get you killed quick. That's why these rappers, they come and go. Auto-tune with the same flow. Videos with the same hoes. New chain with the fake gold. I never fold under pressure. Hope that my music gon' live on forever. I'm bringing it all to the table. I'm serving you niggas just like I'm a waiter. I've been working on business plans. Trying to move like a businessman. Oh, you wanna be a boss too? Learn to handle your business, man. I got a couple arrangements. I just been doing it different. I'm trying to build up engagement. Gotta keep working and putting out content. They say this was the ending. It's only the beginning. Watch me get away with murder, about to make a killing. I ain't stopping, I ain't quitting, I ain't giving up for nothing. Someone come and tell these motherfuckers I'm just getting started. I'm just getting started. It's only the beginning. Someone tell these motherfuckers I'm just getting started. Now fuck with the drama. I'm trying to fuck up some commas. I'd rather make me some dollars. I'm doing good, just like my karma. Two-face, I can't trust that. You spare lies, I state facts. Heard your songs, they all whack. Telling these rappers to fall back. I just keep making the music. I never making excuses. I gotta keep myself focused. The rest of y'all niggas is useless. Drop a song, they want more. Gotta give them what they ask for. On the road to success, dog. I ain't taking no detour. Focus only on the positive. Everything else is irrelevant. Didn't want to see me blow up. Now they all gotta deal with it. Trying to take care of my fam, though. I need that money unlimited. The lifestyle that you rap about, we all know you ain't living it. I just keep giving that quality. That's why you rappers ain't qualified. I just been changing the whole vibe. I ain't stopping till I'm satisfied. Join the game on beast mode. No help, no cheat code. Headshot, then I reload. Catch me all in the kill zone. They say this was the ending. It's only the beginning. Watch me get away with murder, about to make a killing. I ain't stopping, I ain't quitting, I ain't giving up for nothing. Someone come and tell these motherfuckers I'm just getting started. I'm just getting started. It's only the beginning. Someone tell these motherfuckers I'm just getting started.
Uh-oh. Stinky poo.
Hi, bitch. I think you lost your goddamn mind.
Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone doing today? I hope that you are all doing very, very well. I am waiting for maintenance to come here, so I am hoping that I can do this stream before they do. I might have to cut it short, but I do not think so, because I have some things to say, but I want to be quick, sweet, to the point. Well, people can be doxxed several times. You see, the actual definition of doxing is sharing private information in a malicious way. Just because that information is shared publicly in the past does not then give you the right to go and share that personal information and then claim that you're not doxing because the person was already doxed, or else no one out here would ever accuse me of doxing. Because Bells of Nevermore wrote a book in her name, her first and last name. How did I dox her? Suit Yourself was already doxed by Bev and several people when he lost his 40K channel. So how did I dox him? Real Stream News had an entire lolcow thread before I ever even knew who he was. He was doxed all over the internet. So, how did I dox him? I didn't. I never posted up any information on those people. When I don't dox anyone. We just went through this. And especially if we go by your rules, your own rules, the rules that you all made. Okay, I don't make the rules here, remember? The rules you all made on what pertains to a dox. Okay, if we go by your rules, then I have never doxed anyone. But your rules are only the rules when you talk about what I do to other people. When we out here talking about what people do to me, then they all different rules. That's why I make jokes about how I'm the only one that has rules out here and everyone else can go around acting amok. Everyone else can jump on live streams and talk about their mental health without being accused of trauma dumping or playing victim, especially in my anti-MLM community. Hello, Joe. Nice to see you. I hope that you're having a fabulous day at work today. I'm literally reading your comments and then responding to them. Like I said, you literally just said to me, how many times can one person be doxxed and by how many people? Which means that you believe that once one person is doxxed, then they can't be redoxed because they were already doxxed. So then after that, their personal information is apparently just fair gamed, right? Then anyone can take it and just post it up, right? And that person is seen as innocent, right? But then you turn around and accuse me of doxing. So explain. Like I said, you're the one who does rules. Hi, Negs. Like, hello, you're the one, not me. See, I hold the same rules to everyone, even if they're people that I fuck with. That's why me and Sue got into a big fight to begin with. Because I didn't just roll over and go, oh, okay, you want to dox this lady and dig into her whole fucking life and try to push her to unalive herself? I'll just shut my little mouth and then help you do it. I was like, yo, dude, this went too far before it even began. The fuck? But all of you are yes men. So if somebody has a bunch of numbers next to their name, and they're more numbers than what you got next to your name, especially, and they're out here acting up, then you turn a blind eye. Because clout. I don't care about clout. If I cared about clout, I would have never acted the way that I do out here to begin with. All right? I never cared about my reputation on here. I thought I proved that, but apparently not. So like I said, if you have rules on these things, they need to apply to everybody. Okay? For example, I don't do fake accounts. You block me, you'll just never hear from me again. No interest. I also don't look up people's social medias. If I get into an argument with you on here, I don't care about your Twitter. I don't care about your Instagram. I'm not going to come and argue with you. The funny thing is, I have covered people that my community claims are stalking them, and I'm the easiest person to stalk and attack and hate on and cancel. Okay? I literally have people that I have never spoken to. I have some Luna girl that I've never spoken to in my life. Keep trying to find out who the hell she is. And she did a whole 2-hour thing with Suit one day about how I had been stalking her on the platform for ages for RSN and all this bullshit. I still don't know who this woman is. Because people literally will just be like, oh, me and Queen of Spade, we got into an argument. I've had streamers be like, Queen of Spade wanted to stream with me back in 2019 when I was horrified of streaming and barely starting out, by the way. And then I told her no. And then she attacked me. And I'm like, that never happened. I never went around asking to stream with anyone back then. I'm not really sure what you're talking about. People out here will just make up that. They will. Sarah Jean was a new creator here in our anti-MLM community. She's a pretty cool girl. I figured her and I would get along really great. I don't really know where she and I stand right now because I don't know. She started some drama and I was like, peace out, because that's what I do. I just hate it and don't engage as much as I can. And when she started a channel here, she was very excited because our community tells people to start channels. Our community tells people to come on YouTube and tell their MLM stories. What our community fails to do is explain to people the harms that can come from that, explains to people how they should protect their personal information, or explain to people about how if they are still easily triggered by things to do with MLMs and the likes, how they maybe should not make content yet. I feel like our community has really failed in giving those instructions while we have all sat on here, myself included. I don't think I'm much better myself in the past, where we literally have told people to come out here, to make content, to be anti-MLM creators. And then when some of them do, and they don't like fall in line, they get attacked. So Sarah Jean made a comment in Julie Joe, who's another large creator in our realm. I don't really know how she like popped up and then all of a sudden she beat everyone in subs who had been out here for like 5 years. It was crazy. But she told her that she had subs. Oh, right. She was like, hey, I just started an anti-MLM channel and I have like 50 subs or something. Her channel is like really small, which is also an issue that I have with all of this. Good. So you know some of this then. And she didn't do anything wrong, but for some reason, Julie Joe went on this big rampage about how she was self-promoting in her chat, which I don't understand because I thought we were all supposed to be a supportive, welcoming community because the Huns attack people when they leave MLMs. So we're supposed to be welcoming and a good place to come and fall. But apparently then we care about literally like I never turned on her, actually. I just didn't want to be involved. I don't have to be like involved in the drama, even if I talk about it. That's where people get misplaced with me, is they seem to think that then I'm going to become some kind of like ride or die attack dog for them or something. And I'm like, no, I'm sorry. That's not me. I don't do that. I should be able to talk about this every once in a while, but I don't have to actually go and dive into the poo. Everyone wants me to go dive into the poo, swim around, and then help them fling it at people. And I'm over here like in a hazmat suit, like, nah, I don't do that shit. Sorry. Don't even hit me with it, okay? Like, I don't even think me and her have gotten into an argument. I heard she was mad at me and did some stream. I didn't even watch it because I don't care to argue with people. So she really didn't do anything wrong. And Julie Joe like flipped out. And like I said, it made no sense because our community is supposed to be a safe space, if you will, for people to come after they've already been attacked. I am a YouTube creator. We all dive into things out here. I know that in the anti-MLM community, we are all supposed to turn a blind eye to drama. We're supposed to do toxic positivity, and we're supposed to pretend that our community is the most perfect community on the whole internet, and none of us ever do anything wrong, and that if someone does one thing wrong, we're all going to shaft them and attack them and blah, 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 blah. But you literally need to like realize that creators talk about things. Not all of us are going to turn a blind eye. It's a cult if you cannot talk about the issues within the community. You are no longer making a community. You're no longer making a movement. Now I'm in a straight up cult. I don't care if no one asked me to. Again, am I in a cult? Do I need permission? Who do I go to get permission from? Do I have to write like Savannah Marie? Hey? Or fucking Aaron Bees or someone and be like, hey, I'm in the anti-MLM community too, and I like really want to talk about some stuff that went on here. Do I have your permission? Because I'm pretty sure I'm a grown-ass fucking adult. And right now, my issue with this community is that nobody, Francis is like my favorite person, one of them anyway. I love you, Francis, and I hope that you're doing well. But literally, my issue with this community is the fact that when a problem occurs here, we're all supposed to pretend like nothing happened, like everything was okay, unless it's me. And then it's okay to have fellow creators attack me, like get Heather to start streaming about me every single day and stream sniping me and etc. I completely agree with that. Ain't cleaning up other shit. I have a channel. If you have a channel, go subscribe to Jenny Lee, because that's how you should be out here. Not, oh my God, Jenny Lee. Jenny Lee, did you just self-promote in my chat? Oh my God. I'm going to have to like go on 10 streams about you now and scream about how awful you are. Like, it's fucking ridiculous. Go subscribe to her. And you get sucked into shit also, but don't allow it to consume. And it's hard, isn't it? Because when you're a creator in a certain community and you're seen around certain people, right? People then expect you to speak for them. Like, even my friends get it about me, right? Like, they'll have people being like, how come you never talk about Queen? And they're kind of like, I think Queen talks about herself enough. Like, we don't have to. She has enough hate, but okay. And that kind of thing. Subbed. There you go, Jenny. See? My mod subbed, yes, so you're all good. Thank you, Francis. I'm glad that you're doing well. I'm trying to do this as quick as I can as well, because I don't think I have much time today either. I'm waiting for maintenance to show up. Yeah, my house is getting fixed, and they decided to start this week, and I've had maintenance like in and out for like the last several days, and I'm getting really pissed because I have work to do and I can't get it done when they hear making noise. And yeah, I'm having a hard time with that. But that's where we're at today. So this is what I mean though. If I'm in a community and I'm hanging around people, like I'm not responsible for what they say. They're not responsible for what I say. And the lights, you are the only one that is responsible for yourself. You're also not responsible for anyone else or their actions or what they have done. I don't know how many times I've been canceled out here just because I was around someone that people didn't like. I mean, that's what technically got me canceled to begin with, was the fact that I was around Real Stream News and everyone was like, Ree! So this is what I mean. As soon as you're around someone, you automatically become responsible for every single thing they've ever done sometimes out here. And I already learned my lesson with that. So I can support people from afar. I don't like to be all up in the shit. I don't like to be in the Discords talking the smack. I'm not in any of the IG groups. I don't do any of that. I might go comment on a video and support here and there. But other than that, you really won't see me in that sense. Unlike the several other people in my community who have a million fake accounts. And if you block them, they will come at you and come at you and come at you. And I mean, most of us, like I know a few people that only have like 1 or 2 fake accounts, and it's so that they can keep up with scammers when they get blocked and whatnot. But they also don't make contact. And they don't harass. Even like Joe, my mod, and like other people in my community, when they go and they make a fake account to like go into the live stream chats, they just go into the live stream chats, ask some questions, get blocked, and then they move on with their day. Like, they're not on there constantly harassing, going from account to account to account. Like, Joe has a job. Most people be out here working. They don't have time to sit around all day and just harass people in 100 accounts. But some people do that on here. And it's been happening. First of all, there is a woman that my community has been covering extensively called Boss Lee. I don't know much of the lore about Boss Lee because as soon as I found out about Boss Lee and I went to go look her up, there was literally 100 of videos about this woman. And I was like, oh, well, I just found out who she was. Seems like they got her covered. The videos about her are not just talking about the issues that of her promoting her business. They're not just talking about the issues of her business. They are straight up ripping apart her looks, making fun of the way she moves, making fun of how she looks, ad hominem attacks. And several of these videos, especially the ones that have Aaron and JJ in them, begin with them saying, "We only deal with facts and statistics and the likes here. We do not do ad hominem attacks." And then literally you fast forward 10 minutes into the video, and guess what they be doing? Nobody wants to actually sit out here and talk about how we can be equally responsible for dogpiling on people and harassment as the Huns can be when they do it to someone who leaves their cult. We have been awful in that way when people have left our community. And that turned a lot of people off. A lot of people don't realize that when that drama went down in 2020 and Kimber and Emily made some mistakes and did this, and like there was some drama. Savannah Marie was in on that drama too, but for some reason, everyone just is like, oh, she's completely innocent. I don't know why, but she was the first one that came on here and popped off about the drama and started like leaving hints about who was talking about who and whatnot. But we just blame it all on Emily Leah. And this is what I mean. There's some weird things going on here. There's some favoritism. There's some double standards, especially when you think about how this community reacts when somebody leaves, which is you all attack them. Emily and Kimber got straight up death threats. Like, I don't know how many times that has to be said that that's not cool. And it's like no one's even admitted that that actually happened here. Everyone was just like, oh, Emily's lying about the hate she got. And I'm like, I really don't think so. I don't know. Everyone gets those on here though, right? So it shouldn't matter. At least that's what I was told back in 2019 when I had like 200 subs and I started getting them. I was told it wasn't a big deal. Everyone on the internet gets that. Everyone out here gets doxxed. Calm down, queen. It happens to everyone. You being upset about it is you playing victim. You talking about it is like trauma dumping and playing victim. How dare you come out here and be upset that people are doing like 12-hour streams about you and doxing your whole life too, just a few months later. I was told that all of that behavior is normal, which then made me even more horrified to be in the community or any community out here on the internet, because to me that behavior is very much not normal. It shouldn't be normal for people to get constant death threats, especially from people within their own community who had just been supporters of theirs. It is not normal to be doxxed. It's not normal to have that behavior happen. People that stick up for that behavior are pieces of crap. Someone like this filibuster person who goes, listen, how many times can someone dox someone? Okay, once you're doxed, then you can't be doxed again. Your information is just fair game. People can then post it over and over and over and over again, and you cannot complain because you were already doxed once. And I'm like, that's a stupid fucking theory. Okay? It's stupid. Anyone has the right to be like, yo, somebody's posting up my personal information. I'm uncomfortable with this. I didn't want that out there. Stop. It's funny because y'all will be the same people that will sit out here like, my freedoms, freedom of speech, right? But then when we talk about y'all doxing, and doing these bad behaviors, then all of a sudden it's, oh, we gotta shut up, stop complaining, what's the problem, why are you so mad for, what's going on here? And the thing is that none of us are special. I knew that coming out here. My only thing when I started to get canceled, hello, all that you touch, another favorite of mine, good morning, I hope you're having a fabulous day. Everyone, again, please go and subscribe to Jenny Lee. Joe did. So there you go. My thing was that the people that started attacking me were people that claimed that they were my friend for several months and then used my friendship and the private things that I had shared with them, thinking that they were friends of mine. And I mean, Real Stream News, Wes, Suit, these people, where I had, semi-private conversations about some things that I probably wouldn't want to share publicly. And then they were the ones that went and attacked me. I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting like Heather Stewart to come out and attack me and then to have a bunch of people in our community go and support her while she's hanging out with people like the professor and Valkyrie, who are knowing swatters and doxers out here. The first email I ever got from that Valkyrie girl, which I still have, and I've shared it on here before, was literally her writing me, mad that I had blocked her on Twitter, and basically telling me that if I didn't respond to her, she was going to dox me and everyone I knew, and then she was going to ensure that I got like attacked out here back in 2019. So I didn't expect people who I fucked with, who claimed to be my friends, who claimed to, people who I had the back of. Even Savannah Marie, even Savvy, even people in my own community who I had the backs of, who I had spoken out for, when things happened to them that I thought was shit, I would come out and be like, listen, that's not okay. I didn't think that those people would then turn their backs on me and then go join in. Okay? So I was fucking hurt. And it took me several months to realize that none of these people have been my friend. Not one. Because you don't do that to someone that's a friend. I know Suk got all mad. I called him a bad friend, and that was why he was apparently allowed to dox everyone I knew. But it is what it is. I mean, gotta call a spade a spade. I expected my canceling to come from like Tom Brooks. He and I got into a big argument on Instagram in 2019 because I was talking about Organo Gold. He was doing Organo Gold. People were talking about 90 Day Fiancé a lot. He was doing the one with Darcy at that time. I think it was like near the end of it though. I didn't really watch the show. I even said that when I did the videos, okay? Because I don't lie. I'm not going to pretend to know something I don't know. I only know what I do in the fucking moment, and then I can only find out more information as I go. I am not psychic, okay? I am not like these girls that my haters all seem to like so much, that think that they can cast spells and that they're witches and they can hex people. So sorry, I can't do the things. I was expecting it to be Hunbots. I was expecting it to be like Modern Alternative Mama and I have gone back and forth a couple times where she's come and written me some comments and we've had some words. And I was like, if someone like her does a video about me and reacts to my video about them, then that makes perfect sense. I was expecting all that. I was not expecting to have my entire life like dug into and like blasted all over the internet. And do you know what? This isn't even the first time that you're hearing someone do this speech, is it? And this isn't the first time you're hearing someone do this speech in the anti-MLM community, is it? And that brings me back to what I said at the start of this video, is that this community illy prepares people to come here as creators. We sit here, we go, yeah, please be a creator here. Come tell your story. Thanks so much for doing that. Yeah, come hang out with us and all this stuff, right? But then we don't warn them about that kind of thing. And that's part of the problem with all of this. That's part of the problem with what happened to me. That's part of the problem what happened to anyone else out here. That's kind of what even happened to Emily Leah, is because she was the same thing. It was like, wow, I didn't expect it to be my supporters and the people I thought were friends that would then turn around and be like, fuck you, bitch. I was expecting it from the people I covered, right? And it's because there's this weird thing out here where it's almost, I don't know how to put this. It is almost like we as anti-MLM creators, and I'm sure I'm guilty of this in the past, we believe that since we are correct about MLMs being pyramid schemes with a product, right? Since that's a fact, and since we're out here talking about that anyone that has something to say about us is just a piece of shit, like automatically. We seem to think that we're untouchable. We seem to think that we have, like, nobody has a right to come for us. Nobody has a right to talk about us. Nobody has a right to respond to us. And it's very strange being someone that did get attacked on here really hardcore and in a really disgusting way, and have these people be like, stop overreacting. Why are you upset? Why would you care so much? And then to literally have all of them pop off because they have two people talking about them on a regular basis. Two people with not even like 1,000 subscribers. I got people with 40K talking about me, and I'm supposed to ignore that. They're sending straight up hate mobs. I get trolls constantly. I had people going into my Discord pretending to be underagers for Steve to leave me the hell alone, which, Steve, I've already posted the proof of that. Please just stop. I literally have had 500 million times worse. And yeah, I didn't handle it great, but these people were also the ones that were like, this girl, what a psycho, not handling this all so well. This girl has like real bad mental health issues, and then like everyone's hating on her on the internet. And we like told her to log on and like create anti-MLM content, and like forgot to let her know that she should probably hide all of her personal information, or else she'd be like doxxed all over the fucking place and attacked. And now she's like, what the fuck is going on? Why am I being attacked? And she's upset. Like, what a fucking nut job. We should all like block her and not even go near her. Because also when we do something wrong, she brings it up. And she's supposed to be in our community. And our anti-MLM community is fucking perfect. We do everything perfectly right all the time. And if you ever bring up something that you think that we did wrong, I swear to God, we're all going to come at you in 500 million fake accounts, bitch. You will not be able to get away. We will shut down your whole fucking channel. Ooh, sorry. It's really hard to go like Savannah, Aaron, and JJ all at the same time. It just soos out of me like that. Whew. The joys of being a method actor. I just want to know what constitutes as stalking. Because apparently having cops sent to your house constantly isn't stalking. Having CAS sent to your house with false calls of abuse and sexual assault's not stalking. Having people do 12-hour videos on you and sex cartoons, which include your child, is not stalking. And having men straight up stalk you and threaten you with revenge porn is something that you should just ignore. But hold on a second, because listen here, all. We have a big problem in our community. Would you look at this? Oh my God. Would you? This woman right here, she has 395 subscribers, and she is talking bad about our community. I like can't, you know what? we need to like cancel her because our community is the best community in the whole fucking world, okay? And if you even talk about us, oh my God, she's swatting and doxing. Oh my God, she's swatting and doxing. Look it, she wrote Isabel Lanter is lying to you. She just doxed Isabella Lanter. She put her first and last name on there. It doesn't matter. It's on her channel, okay? It's a dox. We all need to cancel her. We need to cancel her right now. I have 500,000 subscribers, but this woman with 395 subs is going to end me. She's stalking me. Sorry, I was just trying to fit in with my community a little bit more, you know. This is one of the women that they're all so fucking worried about. Okay? If you're in my community and you literally are having this woman cover you, and then you're like, oh my God, I'm being stalked. I'm being harassed. I don't even want to hear it because all of you were in fucking Heather Stewart's chat. Right? It shouldn't matter that someone's covering you when it's Tommy C or Suit Yourself or some alt-right incel, right? But this woman is the real danger to our community on here. Yep, not Valkyrie and the professor who Savvy just welcomed into her community with open arms without even paying attention to the fact that they dox and swat people and A-log people and want to put anti-MLM on the fucking sites like Kiwi Farms, which apparently none of you would be okay with being on there, by the way. But then this is the one that we need to all be careful of. This one here. She's apparently real dangerous because she reacts to us. Now, here's the thing. I did a video on this woman. I think I've done a couple now. This might be the third time I've brought her up here. I don't know. I think she came and wrote me like a comment or two. I probably commented back all sassy and bitchy like I do. And then she just like moved on. And then I moved on. And I was like, all right, cool. It doesn't really matter. We got like, what? She has like not even as many subs as me. So, I mean, these other people like Savannah and JJ and Aaron and them, they'll be able to take it because they have like literally 500 times the subs of me. Right? So they should be totally fine with some person with less than 1,000 subscribers reacting to them. That should literally not even affect them at all. Okay. Apparently I was wrong because then several weeks later, all of a sudden this woman was stalking everyone. She's attacking everyone. And all this crazy drama has just been going nonstop ever since. And I think I brought this woman up like a year ago. Like this shit's been going on for a year. She and Sarah Jean became friends after y'all attacked her. As in Sarah Jean. Well, you were attacking this one. Sarah Jean is anti-MLM. She's in an MLM. I have a question about how we're supposed to save people from MLMs. If talking to someone who's in an MLM means you're some kind of traitor to our community. I want to know. Because in order for someone to save someone from an MLM, it's not hate that you should be giving them. And I've spoken out about this before, how just sitting and doing these like reaction channel, like fucking videos over and over again, where all you're doing is sitting there reacting to Huns over and over and over again, like they get boring. We even got boring of doing it with on passive. All right. We were like, we've covered this thing now. So unless they're doing something big, like I can't just sit here and constantly react to like the Huns over and over and over again. I get fucking bored. How do all of you literally sit there and, like, in the case of someone like Boss Lee, you guys actually spend like every waking moment of your lives dedicated to following this woman around to do nonstop reaction videos. And same with this now. I don't understand what the threat is here. If I'm not supposed to be threatened by people that are 40 times the size of me talking about me, why do I have JJ and Aaron threatened over this person with like 300 subscribers? I just want to know. I feel like it's a double standard because I believe that if you're running a community or a movement and you want to have these so-called rules, that these rules should apply to all. So if you're going to tell me to get over it and grow the fuck up, then I also better see you in those comment sections telling them to get over it and grow the fuck up. Oh, what? You're going to take them to court over drama for stalking you? They're literally talking about calling the cops to report these people for stalking. And this is Brianna. She has 133 fucking subscribers. Y'all have literally talked about having to get a restraining order on this woman, and she's hardly even covered you. I have people that have been stalking me since 2019. You tell me to get over it. I don't even think this woman's been covering you guys for fucking like more than a couple months. And I don't get that. Like, I don't understand the double standard and the hate. Okay, so 6 months. 6 months. And we have like Cece, Isabella, Julie, Joe, JJ, and fucking Aaron and shit, all like, I'm a victim of this girl with 123. Like, even Savannah's brought it up. Like, it's like, you need to stop. Here's the thing. If you want to sit on here and talk about Huns and you want to do reactions, you have to be okay with people doing this. At least this is actually about your content. Like I said, you told me to calm the hell down because people were fucking saying I lied about my essay. Yes, it is still happening nonstop. So this is what I mean. This type of behavior needs to stop. I don't know why it is that upsetting, though, when you are someone that has thousands upon thousands of views, why you would then all of a sudden be surprised when people with, like, honestly less than, like, 500 are talking about you. Especially when you just spent several months telling someone else who was upset that, like I said, people with 40K were saying I was lying about my essay and shit. And that people should come and attack me. And then blaming me for drama that happened on here with Illuminati that I didn't even know existed. I had to like go find out and be like, what the fuck is this shit about? I'm getting blamed for it. Fucking big ass streams. And I'm supposed to shut up. I'm supposed to not bring it up. I'm supposed to calm down. Blah, 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 blah. But then, Aaron, you and JJ have literally done full-on victim streams about these two girls. And then you've brought Sarah into it. And honestly, like I said, Sarah was really just someone that was excited to have started a channel in our community. Thank you. Thank you, Carl. I love you. Thanks for coming here. I know. The sad thing is that it's actually the people in our community. That's the part that makes me upset. And that's the other thing. JJ, Aaron, If you're getting doxxed, look around you. I don't know why you guys would think that you could go hang out with a group of people who are doxing and swatting me for years on here, become friends with them, and then all of a sudden crazy drama starts breaking out all over the place, and then you'd all be surprised when you get fucking swatted and doxed, and when you start having your lives dug into. You supported them doing that to me. Like I said, so if it's going to be okay for people to do it to me and then people see that and they go, oh, okay, this community must be all right with people attacking them, don't you dare go cry when they start doing. I even sat here and warned you all several times. For like 2 years, I sat here going, there is a psycho group of people out here. They fucking hate us. They want to take us the hell down. I have had the misfortune of meeting a bunch of them, and then they hooked up with some real gross people who were not liking me from other places because that's what they do. And again, that's not the Maverick. That's not Brianna. That's all you guys are hanging out with. They're people that I cut ties with because they were doing that behavior. So when they got mad, start blaming it all on me. And I'm over here like, yo, that's why we got into the fight, because he started doing that shit. And I was like, peace out. But that's the thing, is like I said, when you come into this community, you expect hate from people. At least you should expect hate from people like EPH or the Maverick and Brianna. Both of them are in MLMs. Oh, actually, I don't think Brianna's in an MLM. I'm so sorry if I'm saying your name wrong too. Between my fucking speech impediment, which is very real, and I think you can hear it when I'm speaking, and then also the French in me comes out sometimes. So I don't know if it's Brianna or Brianna. You know, I'm sorry. But she is obviously okay with MLMs. I've watched her videos. I don't mind watching videos of people talking about what the issues are in our community, because how else am I supposed to learn? Apparently, a lot of y'all have a very big issue looking at yourselves and going, what am I adding to this? How did I add to this drama? What did I do that was wrong here? But you have to be willing to do that. And the only way you can learn about what you're doing wrong is if you listen to the people that are talking about your community and what they think they're doing wrong. And the funny thing is, they're not saying things that people who are good within our community have already brought up, especially back in 2020 when all that drama popped off. It made a lot of people very uncomfortable to be here in anti-MLM. And it wasn't because of the drama. A lot of people are like, oh, why? Because of what Emily and Kimber did, or because there was a bunch of drama? No. It's because we all sat back and went, oh my God, people are being attacked for leaving. This thing is becoming a cult. And several people have slowly pulled away from this community since then. I just don't know if you main bitches out there notice, because you're just all so far up your own asses with your egos and wanting to be influencers on here. But we've lost several people in our community over the last 2 years, mainly due to that. When people are having to slowly dip out of our community, or like they feel like things are making them very uncomfortable here and that they're scared to talk about the issues within our community, we done fucked up. We went too far. It's now a cult. We're now creating a cult where people cannot even bring up, their issues here without feeling attacked. I mean, Heather used to go around in 500 accounts and go after anyone who wasn't talking smack on Kimber. I've shown you the accounts. She had like some Rose and Crown account. She had that Heather girl has like 50 fucking accounts that she goes around because she claims she like runs our community or something. And she goes around and like yells at people in our community for not like doing what she wants them to do. That's why she doesn't like me, because I caught her. Remember I told you guys I was going to be paying attention to who the drama hoes were. And then if I saw people doing that type of behavior, I was going to get upset at them. Yeah, I wasn't lying about that. I definitely do that. I don't put up with the shit. I never have. That's always been the issue. That's why people have a problem with me. They want the shit. They want the drama. They want all of the extra stuff. I just come on here and yell. That's all you'll get from me, is I'll just come on here, share my thoughts and feelings, show you what's up, and then call it a day. Then I'm not even going to go look up your social medias, probably because I don't care. I hardly look at Ash's social medias, and you've seen how much I cover him. I do not wake up every day and go, what is Ash Mufara up to today? And then go and like look him up and stuff. I find that behavior kind of strange, a little stalkerish. I know I am an outlier, but I only deal with the smaller accounts. Of course, I am not the target audience. But see, that's the thing, is that you should be the target audience. And that's one of the issues we've had, is that it is hard to get straight men in this community who can speak to people like you, Joe. Because it's such like a drama place, and I'm gotta admit, it's become extremely SJW. Like, I heard the term fat phobic the other day. What the fuck is fat phobic? Okay, like I can't keep track of all this shit. What is this? More things that we can come up with so we go around and like cancel people, It's just silly. They've been doing it since about 2019 is when it began, which is why the drama popped off in 2020, and then it has continued nonstop. And then people that do call them out or have an issue or mention something also get attacked. It started for me especially when that drama went down in 2020 and I didn't like come for Kimber, and that Heather girl had a huge issue with it. She was like, you didn't come for her. And I was like, yeah, I'm not here to like come for people. I'm not out here to hate and attack people. That's not what I do out here. Even if I say some hateful joke or something every once in a while, that's me being funny, not me being hateful. I'm not trying to hate on. I don't know how I could save people from the scams if I'm hating on them. I'm usually very careful with my words, even to the point where some of the people get mad at me when I'm talking about on passive, because they're like, you should be more mean. But those people aren't crazy like the rest of you. They just joke with me about it. Some of you literally like went and looked up my whole fucking family and like my personal social media to go dig up stuff on me and like all this crap because of that. And that's the thing, is that doing constant videos on somebody to quote unquote hold anyone accountable is dumb. I literally had someone doing 12-hour videos of me every single fucking day for like months upon months upon months upon months. And I'm not joking, like actual fucking, they'd be like 12 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, be like a 4-hour one, then like a 1-hour one, so that he could be like, I don't stream about you all the time. See, this one's only an hour, and all this bullshit. Crazy alt-right creator, became friends with a bunch of these hoes. And again, I don't see how any of that was holding me accountable, because my issue was that he wanted to push someone to unalive themselves, and I wasn't down for it. And then they wanted to put it all on me, and I wasn't down for it. And I am not in a place where that's something I can handle with my mental health. And I know that. I know what my boundaries are. So when I'm like, hey, listen, I can't deal with this situation right now because this is not a situation like, somebody is actually talking about unaliving themselves with my mental health. And I had just gone through my own experience with that. I just couldn't deal with it. And when I went to those people that were causing it and I said, yo, you're going to have to take over here now, this got too much for me, they were like, you're a crazy bitch. We're going to cancel you now. And it's just ridiculous. And nothing ever holds you accountable when you're having video after video after video after video being made. And what are we holding people accountable for? Right? Like, hello, Michelle. Good to see you. I hope you're having a good day today. Yeah, see, that's the thing, is that we might, I made some jokes about like Marty's Johnson and stuff, which was a play on words about Chris Johnson. And then it's kind of funny because they're friends. So we love like play on words here and jokes that have like 2 or 3 different meanings and that kind of thing. That's how we roll over here. So yeah, we've done that. But again, they're not actual personal. Like, I'm even careful about talking about like Marty's weight. I know some people have brought that up in my comments and I might laugh with them about it and whatnot, but I try not to do that. But I'm not fucking innocent though. I'm not out here trying to pretend like I'm better than other people or like I'm someone that people should follow to like find out how to be. My whole channel was based on the fact that I used to want to be one of those people and then found out quickly that I did not. And then left the MLMs, and then a little while later came on here and basically anti-influencers. So, double entendres are life. Triple M means you've transcended. Yes, yes. So this is what I mean, though, is if you're going to call out this behavior when the Huns do it to other people, right? You can't then go do it. It's like the stuff that went down with the shakedown. Okay, it's like if she made a mistake, okay. But if you remember when you were in an MLM and you made a mistake, everybody would attack you. They would jump down your throat. They'd come at you. You might even get shafted by some. And then when someone makes a mistake in this community, it's treated like that as well. But here's the thing, is that there's only certain people that are held accountable. Okay? There is a Mean Girls anti-MLM group on here. I'm sorry. Truth hurts. There is. It's Savannah, Cece, Isabel Lanter, JJ, Aaron, Savvy. Kat Benson's also there, but then she'll pretend to be innocent because she's a dietitian and completely innocent. She does nothing wrong ever. She is a perfect person. And that's the thing about this community that also pisses me off, is that none of us are perfect people. We all came on here hella flawed. Especially if we logged on here shortly after leaving our MLMs. This was supposed to be part of the recovery, as a lot of us were told that telling your story and helping others would help us recover from them. By these very people. In their videos that they did. And then when we came on here, They were like, we don't like how you're recovering. You don't recover like us. And then you got like people like Cece who's like, I was never in an MLM. I'm too good to have ever joined one. I just sit here and talk about how bad they are. And it's like, I don't get that. I'm sorry, I don't get it. I could understand supporting the community. I could understand. But I think that you have to have a certain amount of knowledge on them and maybe some experience with them in order to talk about them. Most of us have been in a couple. I feel like that girl hasn't even had a friend in one. We're just on here to rip apart how people look and how they present themselves when they're talking about MLM products, because it's a way that you can hate on someone as long as you say that they're talking about MLM products. You can just say whatever you want, apparently, but only if you're those people. If you're anyone else on here, all right, then you get in trouble. And that's a little bit weird. And I might be one of the only people that will come out here and actually fucking say it. But it's true. And the issue with this community is that if we're going to think we're above people talking about us and our content, because yeah, I agree, people should not be digging into your life. People should not be looking at financial records. But then I could say the same thing to you guys because the Mavericks financial stuff got pulled up everywhere too. So this is what I mean. Do you not remember when that crazy Katie Joy girl got canceled because she was looking up people's like records and shit? Dude, we have several people in our community that do that. But in a very creepy way. Public record in the US is a little bit different. But at the same time, I just think some things should not be look out. You know? I feel like anyone should be able to speak out, even if you haven't been in an MLM, but we should center more actual victim voices. Okay, let me rephrase that. You can speak out if you haven't been in an MLM, as long as you don't feel like you're speaking out as someone who is better than everyone because you haven't been in an MLM and the other people have either. See, I tried to give it back to them, but you're right. And you're also right about the victims' voices. And see, that's the thing, though, is that our community, like, and it was weird. There was a shift. When I logged on here in, like, even the end of 2019, it was just starting to shift. When I watched content before I became a content creator, I don't know, maybe it's my fault. When I became a content creator, like before that, the content was about victim voices. And then like the saltiest it got was like going through the r/anti-MLM subreddit because some of the comments can be spicy. Okay. We have people doing like spicy Saturdays, which I'm not really sure what that is. Is that like a day where you can just like hate on people, you know? And then slowly what happened is people started to react to Huns and being salty. And then that brought in a lot of views. And I remember doing a video around that time and being like, I think we need to lay off on reacting to Huns. It's starting to get to the point where it's starting to look hateful. It's starting to get to the point where people who aren't at the top of the pyramid scheme are being talked about, you know? And everyone just got mad at me because the reactions give you the most views and make you the most money. And apparently the subs like that. So it's also a problem with the subscribers because they're the ones that are like, we want to see people get torn apart. We don't care about the victims' stories and we don't care about how we actually save them or how we actually report these things. We just want to watch like somebody put a Hun up on their screen and then talk about how many times they flip their hair and how stupid it is. That's what we want to watch. And then make fun of their eyebrows. and how they have their smoke alarm going off. We would actually rather do that. That's more fun. Let's do that instead. And that's what happened. And then it's just gotten way out of hand, as I said it would, way out of hand. Because, like with anything, once you get your foot in the door and you start letting some of that behavior through, then all of a sudden everybody goes rogue. And then everybody is attacking and everyone's doing these reaction videos. And it got to the point where, you know, even Emily Leah was like, I feel like this content is not good. I got into doing it for a while and then it made me feel like shit. And I want to do something different. And she kind of did say she wanted to leave because she started to get hate. Because people were like, oh, you don't like reacting to Huns? Well, that's all most of us do. And it was like, well, that's not what we're supposed to be doing here. We aren't here just to react. Like, even when I talk about it on passive, I react to Ash, but then I'm also trying to talk about how these people need to leave, how they can leave. I tell them to get a hold of me and the Recovering Humbot. And even Michelle, get a hold of Michelle. She can help you if you need someone to talk to. There are enough of us that, and this used to be the great thing, is that we used to embrace different personalities and different political beliefs and all this type of stuff because we were like, we want to reach as many people as we can. So if we have a conservative creator, that's awesome. Because guess what, guys? Conservatives join MLMs too. Ha ha ha! What do you know? I know. Here you thought it was just the liberals that joined and the SJWs. So we had to take our whole community down that way. And then shaft anyone that didn't share those views, because apparently they're the only people that should be saved from MLMs, and fuck the cons, right? But we used to be all about, hey, there's enough of us for everyone to watch. You will find someone on here in our community that has, you know, a similar belief system to you because they aren't an SJW. I kind of brought that up with Joe because Joe was like, I'm not the target audience. And I was like, you know what? That's part of the problem. Part of the problem here is that men don't feel as comfortable in our community. Is that hard to hear? Because it's the truth. You know? But we kind of do need a little bit of everyone. Because who do those people watch? Let's be honest, okay? I'm telling you right now. I know some dudes out here that I'm sure they're against MLMs. And they probably hate MLMs. And they would love to fucking watch these things get torn down. But if they click on a video and then you start going on about how something is fat phobic, they're clicking off. Because they're going to say the same thing I did, and that is, what the fuck is fat phobic? The body positivity movement is part of the issue with the health and wellness MLMs. Please. This is like how I don't understand how witches can come in our community and be like, we cast spells. Spells cure cancer, but essential oils don't cure anything. I'm like, that makes no sense. I'm sorry. There's some people out here that get mad at religious people for coming in because they're all like, MLMs are cults. But at the same time, I'm like, not everyone who's religious, though, is culty. You do have to admit that. And we can't. Religions are preyed on by the MLMs. So we need people out here who are religious to speak out about them. I need Mormons. I need Christians. I need those people in this community to sit out here and say, I am a Mormon. I've been a Mormon for years. These things prey on my community. This is why it's not cool, because people are going to want to hear that from a Mormon more than they're going to want to hear it from me, the atheist bitch, who has no soul. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like when I was in counseling and I was helping people with addictions, I would self-disclose sometimes. I would tell them that I was a recovered addict myself, only if they seemed like they were pushing back on the therapy. Because a lot of times, the reason why, especially addicts that are recovering, push back is because they look at the counselor as some like book learning bitch who's never done a drug before in her life and has no clue what the struggle even is. And then they're sitting there on their high horse judging you as an addict, like looking down at you, like, get yourself together, you fucking junkie, like that kind of thing. And that's how they feel. I know because I've been one, right? So sometimes it helps to self disclose if you are recovered yourself to people like that. Because then when they hear that, no, you actually have gone through that struggle, you were an addict, you went through the whole recovery, and then you even made it out the other side, went and got a 2-year college degree in social service work, and now you're sitting in front of them. They go, oh my God, really? That's possible? You mean you do understand because you were actually like in a similar situation? And it's the same thing out here in our community, is that we can't have a cult way of thinking. We can't do the whole like, you have to have this political belief to be here. And you have to do this and that. And you have to act a certain way and toxic positivity and blah, blah. We just can't do that. I know you're kidding, Michelle. Don't worry. Hello, the brutal Hun. How are you? I hope you're well. So this is my thing. Like, we need to have a mixture of different types of people here. And we used to talk about how great it was that we did. Because it was like, you guys can find someone that you like out here. You know, if you don't like me, maybe you'll like Savvy. If you don't like Savvy or me, maybe you'll like Savannah. If you don't like any of them, maybe you can go watch Isabella Lanter. And that used to be a fabulous thing. Until something changed over the last like year or two here. And I'm not really sure what it is because, again, I'm not in all of these secret IG chats that everyone keeps talking about being in. And most of the people I talk to aren't in them either. They're like, what are these IG chats? I'm like, I don't know. Apparently, the head boss bitches here are all in IG chats together and they all plan content together, some bull crap. And then the rest of us are just left out because we're not in the clique. I don't know. And that's what also happened in 2020 is you outed yourselves as this Mean Girls clique that had a secret club as creators on here in this community that other people could not join. And then we ended up with people that literally did anything they could, like JJ, to get your attention, or even like Erin, because she's pretty new herself too, to get the attention of these other people with hopes that they'll have themselves pumped up. And you'll notice that those of us who don't beg for these people's attention or fall in line in the way they want us to, maybe we don't hold the same political beliefs. We all know I'm not a liberal. We get shafted. We get attacked. We get left on the outside and we don't grow as quickly at all. Because in these secret chats, they're also telling each other to block us. I didn't even know who Erin fucking was. I went in her chat one day to support her. I was blocked. I've had new creators come to me and tell me that these girls tell them to block me. Right? And that's not okay. I thought we were all supportive here. I thought we just wanted to be out here to take down the Huns. Let's defeat the Huns. That was like a joke. I keep saying that, okay? Q-Star did not say, like, go and grab fucking pitchforks and actually go and attack the damn Huns. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. That was a joke. From a Disney movie, damn it! Lord! Why does this shit get worse every year? 4 years ago, none of this bullshit was relevant to the mission of taking down MLM. I know. I know. And then Ken says it gets worse each year because the various platforms aren't dealing with it. And that's a fair point to make, is that it's not just our platform either. That's fair. It's not just the anti-MLM community that's gone down this road. It's everybody. This whole platform has become okay with doxing. This whole platform has become okay with dogpiling. This whole platform has become okay with cancel culture. And just recently, there was actually a woman who literally, I don't want to bring this up in this way. This is an awful way for me to bring this up. But Life by Jen passed away just in the last week. She was someone that Hater Nation reacts to, which is the people that react to larger women on the internet. Mainly like she and Foodie Beauty, Chantel, who lives in my lovely city. I hope she never drives near me though. And several others like April Lynn Reed, etc. These people are actually haters. Most of them don't do anything other than just sitting there being like nasty to these girls, okay? When Jen passed away, though, a bunch of them were like, oh my God, I'm so upset. I really cared about her. It was like, I'm pretty sure in your last video, you called her a stupid bitch and told her that she better get walking to lose weight. Like, what do you mean? You would hope that this would be a wake-up call for people. But it's not. A little while ago, Gia from another community OD'd. Someone else that was getting a lot of hate. Same thing. A bunch of people that hated this girl all of a sudden came out and they were like, oh my God, I'm so upset over this person's death. And then literally that community has still done all the same shit. The boy has about 3 suicides on their hands because of doxing, swatting, harassment, cyber stalking. And I mean like actual serious stuff. I don't mean like one pizza sent to your house, like what Cece went through and then played victim about all over the place for like several months. No. I mean like people actually try to swat these people. People actually dox them and then would go in real life and try to do stuff to them. It has also happened in the anti-sovereign citizens community. Yep. And this is what I mean. It is all over the platform right now. And the funny thing is that with it all over the platform, and I even did a whole video about this, I was feeling pretty damn good about my community. Even myself, I was like, we don't do that. I'm totally guilty of this. Thank you. I appreciate that. And do you know what? That's exactly it. That is kind of my issue. Is that if you're going to do it to other people, then you have to be okay with them doing it to you. It's like we all forgot that one rule. A lot of people are religious, that whole like do unto others, don't treat people in a way that you wouldn't want to be treated, which is why I'll be like, hey, I don't want to cover this person for a little bit because I just did a bunch of videos on them and da-da-da-da-da. But then sometimes you'll also see me be like, we are doing nonstop videos on Ash Mufara and on Passive because this man does not stop lying. I know, I'm all over the place. But at the same time, I don't look him up. I just react to the guy's videos. I don't have a group where we all chat. There was a Facebook page and a Facebook group. And like, it's very vanilla. Like the worst we do is we meme them. And not even that badly. And it's not like constant, and it's not in gross, disgusting ways either. I mean, the grossest we've gotten is making some jokes about Marty's Johnson, like I said, but that's more of a play on words, and it's like a triple joke, if you will, right? If Ash stopped, we would stop. Yeah, I think the thing with Ash is that I get really worried about like how far he's gonna go with it. Whereas like most of the other Huns out here, let's be honest, they're just doing a corporation. I think it's Ash because he like started this thing and he's trying to like make an MLM out of scratch and then is like ripping them off and then not even providing anything. So it's just a straight up pyramid scheme. It's not even an MLM. And I think that's why I don't care as much about him. But I all like even with Kate, like I said, modern alternative mama. You can go back and watch the videos I've done on her and I'll be like, I've covered her a little bit. I'm going to give it a break now for a while because I don't want her to feel like I'm just out here hating. I want her to actually listen to what I have to say because the things I have to say are actually important, not just hating on her. I'm trying to explain to the woman why her anti-vax advice and to children in her children's books, for example, is just not a good idea. And if I sat there talking about like how ugly her hair was and what her nose looked like and how she scratched her head and I didn't like it or some crap like that, then honestly, would she listen to me? No, because I can tell you right now, I have not listened to one fucking person who has talked about me. I think I've had one video made about me since I've been on here where I was able to sit down and be like, you know what, this person has some decent points. I can talk about this and I don't feel attacked. Every single other one that people have done on me have been like, oh my God, Queen lied about her sexual assault because she was still in court and had a publication ban when she did like one news article on it and we found it. And it doesn't say what she says now that all of that's over. We gotta cancel her over it. She must have lied. It must have just been a butt grab, which, by the way, we also believe that men should be allowed to just go around and grabbing women in their private areas, and that should be completely okay. I'm a rapist. I'm just announcing it. Yeah, Westsuit, Arsenio, that's what they do. Or a queen has an ugly nose. A queen and her kid are so pale, they should put bronzer on. That was witchy things. And then she tried to say that wasn't racist because she was a black woman, so she was allowed to say that to me. And then I found out that this bitch has a half-white kid. And I was like, why would you go and make a comment like that about skin color when you're married to a white dude? Like if someone said that to your kid when they were reacting to you, you would have a fucking heyday. You would flip out. And everyone was like, see, look at Queen being racist. And I don't understand because I just work off of common sense. I don't do the whole isms and obias and all that crap. So sometimes I go, what the fuck are they even talking about? Like, what is fat phobic? I'm sorry, but I can't be here talking about it works, talking about how harmful they are with the ways that they want people to lose weight and with their bullshit, and talk about how the body positivity movement is like adds to it, and then literally be supporting the body positivity movement. Just like I can't talk about how, you know, vaccines don't cause autism and then be around people that are like, vaccines cause autism and support it. But at the same time, I still watch those people because I want to hear what they have to say. Isn't it interesting that you can be an accepted member of a group and engage? Yes, it is. In cyber stalking, swatting, or doxing, the behavior will be ignored if it's against a person the group is against. That's the whole issue here, is that I have had all those things happen to me. Several of these people joined in with it, had no problem. They've all done it to, I mean, I don't want to like out her or anything, but she kind of said it herself. They have all done it to the shakedown. They've done it to other people. And that's the double standard. And that's what I can't stand, because even if I hate somebody, I'm not doing anything like that to them. Like, I hated that Bells lady. I hated that woman. But still, when she was being pushed to the point where she started to talk about suicide, I was like, okay, this drama's over. We got to shut this all down. And everyone was like, no, Queen, you're just being stupid. And that's what got me hated on here. I'm literally getting hated on for the last few years because I didn't want to help a group of psychos with a bunch of these same psychos push this woman to unalive herself. And it's like, I don't get that. And that's who these people be hanging out with now. Right? Because it's also more fun when you could remove the hated person from your community and then invite in all the haters. Then you get more subs, right, Savvy? Narkay, right? Then you get more out of it. Why not just shaft that person that's been supporting you since the very beginning? Why not just do that? Fuck her, right? You can hate on her, and then you get all her haters coming and watching you. Because this is actually about views and money and clout and how these people want to be fucking influencers themselves, and not at all about helping the anti-MLM movement, the actual movement. It is. I know. I watch it a lot too. I pretty much have dedicated my whole life to watching things like this because it's very cultish behavior, right? And I think that people like us that pay attention to the cults and the behavior and all this, I don't know, I think we just notice it like right away, right? Like as soon as they start acting like that, we're like, oh no. And that's what's happened in this community is a bunch of people went, oh no. And then it's just gotten worse, and it's just been snowballing and snowballing, and then they get worse. So then everyone else gets worse, and then we're just in this crazy loop. But it is fascinating because it shows how YouTube really does foster the cult of personalities out here. It's like, you bring up, like, I'm going to end this stream soon, right? And I'll go on with my day. And then I'll come back here later, and there'll be 100 hate comments to me about how I shouldn't be talking like JJ that way, and blah, 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 blah. And I never got attacked. That's my favorite, is when people come and tell me that nothing has ever happened to me bad out here. I'm like, okay. For those of us who have been around for a while, just want to remind people, no, this is what happened, and here is the evidence. See, that's the thing, is that I think it's also hard for a lot of people that have been around for a while. Those of us that hung out in the subreddit for ages before like this community even popped out, like off out here on YouTube, right? And those of us that have been here since like 2018 or before are having a very hard time with where this community's been going, since there's a lot of people that really do seem to want like influencer status in this community. And that's a little strange. I don't know how you can be anti-influencer, but then you want to be an influencer. And I admit it's a hard line to cross. Like, you're always kind of tightrope walking on it, because you want to influence people to not go into the MLMs. But at the same time, you're like, but I don't want to actually be like an influencer. You know, like I still get canceled for trying to be an influencer at one point when I was in MLMs. Right? But it's like you really should be kind of anti-influencer if you're out here and you're actually caring about your reputation and how people on the internet see you. And you're actually like, I need to get to 500,000 subs. Woohoo! I can't wait, and all this stuff. Are you actually out here doing the movement, or are you out here because you want to be an anti-MLM influencer? That reminds me, I haven't been to the hate Reddit. That's what I mean. I've had a hate subreddit going on me since, like, I think it started in 2019. It might have been early 2020 though. But like a bunch of them be in there, right? And they hang out with the people that are doing it. But then someone talks about them in a video and they're being stalked, they're being harassed. Oh no, how dare you do a video to me? And I'm like, well, it seems to be okay when you out here doing it to everyone else. Like, they'll be like, oh, we found your public information, so it's okay for us to share it. And then JJ went and wrote on someone's, literally, that Reddit is so gross. I know, right? Fuck. Went and wrote, like, to, I believe it was EPH. I'm sorry, I'm starting to get fucking tired. And I think it was on her business review because she runs a business. And I think outside of her MLM, and it was like her actual business. And JJ went and wrote on it in her real name. So then the girl had a real name and she shared the screenshot of this. And then she was accused of doxing, right? And these are the same people that will be like, well, if you put your personal information out there, we're allowed to grab it and use it. Don't put your personal information out on the internet and then people will make a hate subreddit about you, queen. And it's like, no, like, listen. You got to decide on the rules. And they can't be double standards, and there can't be favoritism, and there can't be like some people that get to do whatever they want, you know? Make a comment about not following their rules, they hide it. Oh yeah, in the subreddit. That's the other thing. It's very culty in there too. They don't follow their own rules. They also run a fucking like disk drive that's been outed several times that collects pictures of my minor child. And this is what I mean. If you're going to be out here supporting people like that, just because they're hating on me, don't you dare go and cry when all of a sudden your own community members start getting doxxed and swatted and major hate groups coming after them. Where did they come from? I don't know. Didn't you just join one to go after someone else? So weird. See, my issue with Soup is that I saw him attacking someone like that. I looked at that man and I said, you and I have had literal private conversations about how we both felt that way in January. How can you then turn around and be okay with making someone else feel that way? That's not okay. Right? You have to have the same rules. If she had done that to him, it would have been a completely different thing. And that's my point. That's how people seem to be on here. And I don't understand that. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Stop sharing people's like information. You know? It's public information so I can share. See this video explaining it? Oh my God, you shared my public personal information. Here are 5 videos explaining why it's wrong. Yeah. That's literally what happened. That's what happened. I don't know. It's hard because it's like there's a bunch of them that they go around and they do it to everybody else. And there's a bunch of us where we don't act like that. But I've gotten a lot of hate just because I take the brunt for all these bitches who are actually acting like that. It was like the same in the drama community. I was like, I don't know what the fuck's going on with all this drama. I just showed up here. What do you mean? And they were like, it was all Queen. And I was like, what? The fuck are you talking about? I just got here. I haven't even been here for years. What you blaming me for shit for? Losers? Jeez. None of it makes any sense out here. And it is every community. It's just there was a time when I thought our community was better. And I have literally done a whole video called The Anti-MLM Community Made Me Look Stupid, where I came out here and talked about how people were swatting and doxing and touching the poo, if you will. Don't touch the poo. If you can talk about the poo, you can stream about the poo if you want. You can even smell the poo. But then the second that you get it on your hands, you gone too far. You don't got to go and make contact and engage. I know like half of you hang out on Kiwi Farms and shit. Don't give me this bullshit. All right. Don't even. Because that's the other thing. I'm sick of creators on here being like, Kiwi Farms is such an awful place. I never go on there. And then literally 2 minutes later, they're doing a fucking whole stream using Kiwi Farms. You know? An MLM person swiped a pic of a dead mother and created a meme of it. When was this? I must have like missed that. And that person is very lucky that I did. Yeah, no, that's not okay. That's not okay. See, when I had my mother-in-law pass away, I had a bunch of people that were all like, because I took a picture with me and my daughter later on in the day just to kind of show people she was okay. We were hanging in there, you know, and I wasn't like crying in the picture. Like I had like a half smile on because I was taking a picture with my kid, trying to calm her down the whole day. And then that apparently meant that I was happy that my mother-in-law passed away. And I've had like streams. I've had like fucking even Heather has come at me about this on streams. I've had these bitches there. It's so crazy to me. But that's what I mean. Why are we going on people's IG and then scrolling to look for shit? Like that doesn't even have to do with their MLM. What do you need a picture of this person's mom for, dude? Like, was her mom her upline? What would you need a picture of somebody who's passed away for? That's not okay. My mom has Parkinson's, and I swear to God, you ever find a picture of my mom, I will straight up a bitch, okay? That is not okay. That's what I mean, though. That has nothing to do with the MLM. I don't understand bringing up personal stuff that doesn't have to do with the MLM. A lot of us don't do that. The only time I bring up Ash's family is when I'm wondering why the hell he's in hotel rooms nowhere near them talking about how great of a dad he is. Or it's because the business he put in his wife's name. And I'll bring that up sometimes. But that's it. You will never see me post a picture of that man's children or anyone else's children. Unfortunately, there was a video I reacted to once where Marty had a kid come on and I was like, oh, fuck, please don't do this. Like, I don't like that. I don't think that kid should be showing during drama live streams. It was someone in our community? Wait, what? See, and that's not okay. Don't do the fucking infighting. I told everyone this in 2019. There's no point. What happened to there doesn't have to be any queen bee here? What happened to there's enough room on this platform for all of us? Why is there so much competition? And why are you hating on people who are honest and speak out about the competition? Because I felt like that's what the shakedown did. She came on here. She explained how competitive it can be around those people. Let's be honest. That's kind of what that was. There's a reason for that. And then she talked about how she wanted to do better. And then she got torn apart. We're supposed to be a community of people that were literally scammers. Right? MLM Huns that came over here to help. And then you want to pull that crap. All I said about Marty's granddaughter was she is. She is. He has beautiful grandchildren that are missing out on his time that he should be spending his time with instead of being in on passive webinars. That's the issue with that I have with Marty. It's not really an issue. It's more like I want him to do better. I don't want to see him scammed and then miss out on that time and then look back one day and be all like, oh, I shouldn't have been doing webinars. I should have been with my kid. I was hella lucky, and I've talked about this before, hella lucky that I was like only in It Works for like 6 months. And that I am the type of person where I was adopted. Okay. I never grew up with a blood relative. Hello, Yoshi. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate. Well, I hope you can watch after work and that you have an awesome day at work. But I was lucky because of being adopted. I think it does have something to do with that. When my daughter was born, like she and I just have this bond that I've never even experienced as a daughter with a parent before, right? Where like she comes first with everything. I've straight up dropped things for her just to be like, I've straight up smashed something important of mine to catch the kid. That kind of thing, right? The love that a mother has for her child should be unconditional and amazingly, overwhelmingly, passionately fabulous. And I have that. And so I was lucky that I was the type of person where I only took part in team calls and whatnot that were like in the evening when my kid was like going to bed. And I was lucky that I didn't miss that much time. I don't look back at that time and go, oh, I missed out on my kid. But there are people that have been in MLMs that do that. And I was only in them for like not even a full 2 years, right? Because there was like a little bit of a space in between, and I've talked about that. So I was lucky to not like have that where I wasted all that time, if you will. And then I'm looking back and I'm like, oh man, I wish I didn't miss my kid's birthday for this. Like I never did that. I never went to a retreat or a conference or like left or nothing. So I don't have that same experience, but I don't want to see like Marty have that experience, right? Because that would be sad. I think if you're doing this type of content, you shouldn't be talking to the Huns because you hate them. Like, I don't really actually hate any of these people. I mean, I know I say I hate Ash and what he does and whatnot, and he is probably the one that I loathe the most, but I don't actually hate them. Like, I don't want them to do badly. I want them to do better for themselves. So if somebody like the Shakedown comes out here, right, and admits that they have fucked up and made a mistake on something, that now they want to change themselves, do better. Same with Emily Leah when she was like, I was doing reaction videos and I let the money cloud my judgment and I don't feel good about my content anymore. I got to sort some things out. And then I think she had some sales guilt again. I did a whole video on that because I tried to be nice to the girl journey and all this, right? It's the same thing. They came out, they said, I fucked up doing this. And then they tried to do better. That's a good thing. That's what you want them to do. You want that to happen. You don't want to like hate on them and cancel them. Same with the Hun. If a Hun's out here doing something dumb and you start talking to them, don't talk to them like you hate them. I kind of try to talk to them like, because I'm a sassy bitch no matter what I do, but I try to talk to them like I want to reach them. I talk about that sometimes, how I'm like, fuck, I wish that this person would just watch me and take what I say into consideration and then get out of this thing. I want to see them out and do well. Yep. Yeah, I know. I know. There's always people trying to start crap between me and her because I think they're scared that if she and I hooked up in this thing, everyone would just be over. So basically, like, you can't be doing this content because you hate the Huns. You should never be like doing it in a hateful way. And especially towards each other. I've said this before, like, why the fuck are people in our own community beefing each other? Okay? If you had a problem with someone, just don't go near them. It's not that hard. You don't have to have a big drama, beef, fucking back and forth shit. I don't understand it. I do that with people in other communities and I don't even understand it. So I get real fed up having to do it with people in my own goddamn community and sit here and talk about how there's drama over here again. But it's like, come on, people. You've been at this for several years and nothing's getting better and it's not stopping. And I just don't understand. And then I end up triggered and I end up then not being able to stop my own shit either. Because I'm supposed to think about how I trigger everyone, but no one ever thinks about how they could trigger me, you know? Because being shafted from a community because I spoke out about the bad behavior in it is just wonderful. And that's definitely how an anti-MLM community should behave. It's not a cult at all. And I always tell people, if you're ever in a community and you feel like you cannot speak up because you are uncomfortable or because someone has broken a boundary, you have now entered a cult. You are not in a community anymore. You should always, no matter where you are, be able to say, listen, what you just did upset me. Or I don't feel comfortable with this behavior. You should always be able to speak your mind, speak your truth, do whatever without people, trying to silence you. Especially if you're doing it in private, right? If you're talking to someone in private and you're like, hey, listen, that thing that you did, it made me feel really uncomfortable. And then all of a sudden, like, you're getting blasted on live streams, run. You just got out of a cult, sis. Keep going. Run faster. Run the fuck away from there and never look back. Because that's not okay. If you're going to be a community that welcomes people, especially people that have felt attacked, have been re-triggered, and the likes, then you can't be out here acting like this. And then get mad at those of us who react because we get fucking triggered by it. I don't understand. Leadership comes from the top, and didn't you all want to be the top bitches of this thing? So until you start to behave, you big channel bitches, you kind of don't have a right to look at anyone else. Not even the Huns at this point. Because we got people out here taking pictures of people's dead family members and memeing it. Really? Like, come on now. Really? Do you know who I really like lately? Who I'm very proud of lately? I got to go on a little rant for a minute. Gigi from the Hater Nation group. He did this great stream the other day where he was talking about how if you're talking about the girls, how you shouldn't actually hate. It was very similar to this. And that's why I just thought of it now. But that's kind of what he was saying about them, is that if you're doing the content and you're just being hateful, right, then should you really be there doing it? Like, if you're not at least giving real advice and real support in some way and wanting to see people do better with what you're talking about, should you really be talking about it? Do you have a right? Or are you just being a hateful bitch? You know what I mean? And I was like, yeah, preach, brother, preach. I don't know. It was a good stream. And he was somebody who also seemed to have a lot of similar issues within that community with similar behaviors, and then spoke out and then was like, everyone attacked, shafted. It's a recurring theme on here in several communities because they're turning into fucking cults. And when he, like I said, when he can't speak up and say, hey, this behavior is not okay. Like when everyone started tagging Emily and Kimber and shit, and we were like, yo, put the brakes on. This shit's getting crazy. And then everyone got mad at several of us. It was like, okay. Am I in a fucking cult now? Did I join another one? What happened? How do I keep doing this? It's like the fourth one. What the fuck? You know? That's what happened. And I know everyone's like, "Ugh, Queen talking about the Kimmer and Emily Leah drama again. Ugh, bringing the only person who talks about it is Queen." That's because I have literally been here since before it. So I can speak on how things were in this community before that as a creator, during that, and then afterwards. Even as someone who was both inside in the in group when it began and left the in group when it got crazy. Wanna know why I'm not real close with all those people? Because that shit got crazy. And we all know that when shit starts to get crazy, Queen gets crazy. I go, what the fuck is going on? Reel this shit in. You done lost your minds. We doing cancel culture. We're not even talking about people taking accountability anymore. We're straight up canceling these girls now. And it's worse than the Huns. And then since that was okay to do, guess what? Right afterwards, it became okay to do the Huns. That's how communities change. All right? You saw it with the drama community in Onision. I spoke out about that one too. I'm just not going to get into that because everyone is apparently also still mad about that too. But it was like you can't have 1 million people doing videos on one person. And there's victims here that are one day going to have to go online when they're growing. They got kids. And those videos are going to be on there, calling them Onision victims. 500 million of them, if you will. That's not good. And nobody wanted to think of the future. Everyone was like, this Queen bitch be crazy telling us to stop. And that's what I mean. That's not good. The dogpiling, the cyber stalking, the multiple videos, like Brutal Hun says, multiple videos about Emily and Kimber and all the rest of them. It was too much. And what people don't understand is for some people, receiving that is too much. And then when those people lose their minds, as you're seeing right now with Deaf Noodles, then what? Then it's just worse, right? You're literally watching it happen right now again in real time. That dude got hate mobbed. At the beginning, it was just some of the lovely commentary people that I don't like Nicholas DeOrio and them that were coming for him. And Lord, you don't want any of those people coming for you. You will be swatted. You will be doxxed. You will have your house having threatening phone calls. You'll have emails of telling you to die. Trust. Thanks for the video, Tommy. So this is what I mean, okay? That type of behavior is not okay. And then the people that receive it obviously cannot handle it. And then as that's just used against them to talk about how bad they are, when really it's just become some weird loop of a bunch of people doing things that they aren't supposed to be doing to begin with, and then someone reacting to these things and then looking bad. And it just keeps going and going and going. And then you have 10 years of content on someone just looping out. Because nobody says, yo, hey, it's gone too far now. All right, this person has had enough. And then those of us that do, we just get it. So that's probably why. But again, that's a cult. The commentary community is a cult, help. It's a cult. When you can't talk about the bad behavior within your own community without getting hate and attacked, you have entered a cult. And this kind of thing, like I said, I thought we were above. Because our community over here is always like, we do statistics and facts here. We speak truth. We're all great and perfect with our white backgrounds and everything in place here. Look at me. I'm a perfect person. I have never made a mistake before in my life. I know I was in 10 MLMs before this, and I was a top tier hun, and I ripped off thousands of people, but I promise you, I'm a perfect person because I'm sitting here right now in my living room telling you not to join them. I don't have to apologize for anything I did wrong. What do you mean? Not a good look. Not a good look. Just saying. Reel that in. And stop complaining about Brianna and the Maverick. Oh, I really can't hear any more of it. Like, I really can't. It's getting to the point where I'm like, really? Like, really? What are you going to do? Like, what would you do if Eric Warre responded to you? Like, would you have a straight up meltdown and be like, oh my God, Eric Warre responded to my video. He's stalking me. If another new community member pops over and then writes to you, right, and says, hey, I have 50 subs. I just started a channel. Are you going to continually treat them like you treated Sarah? I need to know these things. Because I warn people too. Trust. I say careful. If you're going to be a content creator here, here's some things that people don't tell you. Number one, hide all of your past hun shit. There are people in this community that hang out with really gross people in other communities that will take your old hun shit and then try to use it against you while you're also speaking out about it. Go look at some of my memes. Go look at the Westmost fan art that he just did of me that Valkyrie won the coloring contest of. What am I wearing? Am I wearing a Scentsy shirt in it? Have I been memed for being in Scentsy by people that claim to be anti-MLM? Even though I'm anti-MLM as a creator that's been here since before the fucking drama popped off? But let me tell you, there's a bunch of you, Heather, you're one, who popped up on here wanting to talk about the Kimber and Emily Leah drama and then use that to get your anti-MLM channel going. Everyone says that I must be on here faking, even though literally my first few months of videos were all about MLMs and just some random r/ videos. Apparently I came on here and was faking being anti-MLM so that I could be a drama channel. Guess who started this rumor? Cruel World Happy Mind, because she was friends with Creepshow Art. Creepshow Art, and I got into it over RSN back in 2019. There was a whole thing on that. I did a video on it. I'm not going into it all again. I get really sick and tired of sitting here talking about the same shit, showing the same proof over and over and over again. So if you haven't gotten it by now, you're never going to get it, and I give up on you. The sad thing is, if the audience is engaged in a content creator's bad behavior, they will keep doing it. That is why it never stops. It's very true. And that's why at the beginning of this, I mentioned it is our community members' faults too. They have to start asking themselves, why are they here? Are they here because they want to watch the Huns get actually destroyed as people and doxxed and fucking hated on and dogpiled on and booted off of all of the internet? Because I don't see how that helps them either, by the way. What does getting someone booted off of this platform and all of the social media platforms do to help them? What does that do? What? It just makes it so that they're no longer on the platform so that you can just talk your mad smack on them? Because other than that, I don't see what it does for them. I don't know what Gen Z's issue is, but they got to stop the cancel culture shit. Because I'm one of those millennials that was born in the 80s, okay? And we don't do that shit. We don't do identity politics. We've been confused out here for several years. Okay. We don't know what's going on with our world anymore. And we just want this bullshit to stop. And this cancel culture bullshit to stop. And all of the hate mobs and hate groups and let's get people to lose their jobs and kick them off of social media all needs to stop. It hurts all of our heads. Can we all just stop? Besides, if you kick them off of all social media, who the hell are you going to be reacting and hating on? You never think of that, do ya? Got a bunch of you on fucking Twitter every day writing Team YouTube to have me kicked out, but I'm your only content. If I go, who are you going to talk about? How are you going to know what I'm doing? When I stop writing community posts, you don't know what I'm thinking, and then you get very upset. And my haters. So I never understood that way of thinking of let's kick the person off the platform and off of all social media. That should help them. Like, okay. What if social media is the only way that they can contact family and friends? Have you ever thought about that? No? Okay. So you're isolating them further? Okay. Yeah, no. Isolation definitely helps people. You're right. You know what? They've done studies on this, and they say that the more isolated a person is, the better they do in life. Yeah, sure they have. Yeah, in fucking back world, unicorn world, which is probably where Ash is from. Okay? No, that's not a thing. And this is what I mean. You got to decide. Are you here to watch people get hated on? And are you here to watch people do drama and argue and go back and forth and be all like saucy and salty and blah, 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 blah? Or are you here because you actually are hoping that the content you're making or the content you're watching is going to reach these people and change their minds about these businesses so they can go do better for themselves? And also stop hurting other people in the process. Decide that. And I think everyone needs to sit down and really ask themselves that question about who they're covering. And if that's what their goal is. Is that your intent? What are your intentions? Because if it's just to hate on and cancel and laugh at, then are you really doing anything good out here? Other than just being a clown show yourself? Probably not. What would be the point? That's why I don't get the point and how they do all these streams where they just like go on panels and like scream at each other all day. I don't understand. I'm like, this is not content. I didn't realize that that's all I had to do. I should be famous by now. I feel like I already do that all alone out here. Like right now, during this stream. You just have to ask yourself that question. And there's nothing wrong with growing as a person. I've been growing publicly as a person since I was in high school. I've had an online public presence. People like to find it and blast it out about me. I've had followers since I was in high school. On the interwebs, okay? You have to be okay with learning, growing, looking stupid, making mistakes, and then owning your shit and doing better. Otherwise, you don't have a right to be here. And if you are someone that has done that and gotten hate for it, just remember that at least you're doing better for yourself. Those people still out there hating on the old you. Right? And that's what I mean. I don't get it. Like, why are we talking about Boss Lee in 500 million videos? And why are we talking about how she like touches her stomach or how she wore her hair or how she does a twirl? Like, I don't give a fuck. All right? Is she actually saying something dangerous? Is she preying on people? Then show it to me. I mean, unfortunately, Ash Mufara does that in every single goddamn fucking stream he does. And I even have to ignore some of them. But, like, I don't get the whole, like, oh my God, look at her, I don't like the way she talks. Look at her nose. Look at her hair and how she wears it. Oh my God, this girl's, like, fire alarm keeps going off. She must be stupid. Lord. What if she was? Neurodivergent. I'm just wondering. Then it wouldn't be okay. I mean, if you believe in fat phobia, you must believe in all the phobias, right? So check your own phobias too. Okay? Because none of that's okay. No, that's okay. Not going to drop names, but someone I know who used to be a creator on this platform is having a hard time getting a job in their profession because of how hateful they were. The internet is forever. It is. It is. And the thing is even with these hate mobs is they'll tell people go get a job. But then if these people do try to go get a job, the hate mob will like try to find out where they're applying to and they'll start sending the stuff so that the person can't get a job. And that's what I mean. What do you want them to do? Do you want to ruin their whole fucking lives and make it so that they can't do shit? Or do you want them to leave these scams and cults and MLMs and then actually do well for themselves so that when they look back, they go, oh, that girl was right. I definitely should have left this thing. Instead of looking back and going, these fucking assholes just don't want me to be successful in this scam. They're trying to kick me off the internet. Really think about it. Because intentions are important. Probably the most important thing. If you fuck up, but at least you had good intentions, it's a lot more forgivable than if you fuck up when your intentions were bad. Anti-multi-level marketing. I don't know why we are like a separate community because we're always like, we're cults and we're scams, but we're a separate community when we're against multi-level marketing. Which is the Hey Huns.
Done?
So yeah, it stands for anti-multi-level marketing, anti-pyramid scheme, and the like. So just not into it. But that's the thing is, do we actually want to be anti to the point where we're so anti we're actually like canceling people, right? Or do we want to be anti-MLM where we're against the business practice and what the companies do, but we would like the victims of the scam to do better? And there's also all of this like don't play victim, and that's confusing. When you're in a scam, you're the victim of a scam. Thank you. Have a good one, Ryan. Right? You're the victim of a scam. So we can't really have people out here telling people not to play victim. But again, I don't know. I get told it every day. So I guess that's something we all got to figure out, right? But yes, my husband wants me now, so I must go. Have a fabulous day. I just wanted to show you guys, like, these girls are not harmless. They're just on here doing reactions like how we do to people. And they're not really saying anything to you guys that you don't say to other people. It's not like they're digging through your lives and blasting out your sexual assault and calling the courthouse and shit. Okay? You need to calm down. And decide what trauma dumping is. And decide what victim status means. Because apparently those words are only used when it's someone that you don't particularly like talking, or they're saying something you don't want to hear, right? Then it's trauma dumping and shit. But then we have full-on 3-4 hour live streams of people talking about how they're victims of people with less than 1,000 subscribers, or even 500 subs. So like I said, you got to get that shit together. This community has to do something. I've only been sitting out here saying it for like 2 years. And I hope that maybe you listen at some point. It's to do better as a community. Get further. You know, we will get further as a community and help more people if you're not as hateful towards the people you claim to want to help. And don't go looking up personal information of them. Don't go looking up their friggin' financial records and shit. Like, there's almost no reason to do that at all. I've never even thought in my mind, like, I wish I could see Ash's financial records. I know I've made comments about how, like, I wonder if he went bankrupt from Ashmax, and then that's why he had to put, like, on passive in his wife's name and stuff. But, like, I would never, like, go and look them up. Like, I hear about things like that, I'm like, "Oh my god, what the fuck is wrong with these people?" Like, they're all Katie Joy. Like, we got a bunch of Katie Joys in this community, and then when someone gives it back to them, they run off and cry. And apparently people think that I'm the cause of all of it or something, because I seem to be the one that gets the most hate out here, out of anyone in this community. But then I'm also told that I'm the one that needs to buck up and deal with it the best. So I don't understand. And my whole thing is I think we could all be doing better constantly. You should be trying to do better every single day than you did the day before. Always in life. No matter what I've done in life, it's always been my message. I have like 5 different fucking disabilities, half of them you don't even know about. And do I ever let that stop me from anything? No. Being open and honest about having them doesn't mean you're using them. And that's another thing you people have to learn about too, okay? Stop using identity politics on me. All right. No one identifies themselves as, hi, I'm Beth, Queen of Spades. I have CPTSD. I'm not the one that used to put that in my IG bio. But if you go look up your friend Kaylee, she's an Aspie girl in her bio. So like I said, you got to decide, is this just rules against me because you don't like me? Or is just the general rule? Because otherwise you don't stand for anything. You don't have morals. You don't have value. You're a fucking flip-flopper. You'll change your mind based on what's happening to whoever you hate, and then I can't fuck with you. Because those things just make me see red. You should ask some people. They will let you know. That queen will flip out if those things start happening. I don't even do the backstabbing shit. So I guess we all need to ask ourselves what kind of content we want to make, what we want this community to actually be about. What is our main goal? We keep talking about we all have to get back to our main goal, but maybe we don't have a main goal anymore. I don't know. I hope we do. I always thought we could fix all this, but when people don't want to, and people don't want to admit their own faults, and people don't want to look within, and they just want to point fingers at everyone else all the time, nobody can. Everybody could be doing better. And everybody has to be willing to take the same that they give to other people. I admit, yeah, if people give you more than that, and they take things too far with you, you have every right to be upset about that. But you can't be doing that to other people and then get upset when they do it to you. Like I said, make sure that you decide what behaviors you're against and the type of people you want to be around. And trust me, there is not one person on this platform, even if they have 5 million subscribers, who is worth being friends with to the point where you throw away all of your morals and values just to be around them. Just to get popularity. Not one. If PewDiePie and I were fucking with each other, and then that mofo was like, I think I'm going to start hating on someone, and we're going to all dogpile this mofo, and then I'm going to go dox him all over the place, I would be like, fuck you, PewDiePie. You and I are fucking beefing now. I don't care that you have 111 million subscribers. That shit's not cool. But a lot of you would be like, okay, PewDiePie, do you need some help? How do I look up their social media? What can I do to make you happy, my dude? And not like he would ever do that, by the way. I think he's one of the only people that probably wouldn't do that kind of thing. But that's the thing. And as a whole community, even as viewers, you also have to ask yourselves, I guess, if that's the kind of content you want to watch or not. Because like I keep saying, there's a whole drama community and all they do is drama. You always, always, always. At least admit what you do wrong. I've sat here lots of times and been like, I fucked up and did this, and I fucked up and did this. And that's what our community is supposed to be built off of, is the fact that we all log on here and we go, I fucked up because I was in an MLM and I did all this awful behavior. And then I fucking learned to do better. And now this is what I do. And now I want to help other people realize that what they're doing can be harmful to others, and then they can stop doing the behavior too. That's what this community should be. That's what it was built off the backs of. The early people that were here, that's what they wanted it to be. They didn't want it to be a hate campaign towards the Huns. And I don't know, maybe I'm old-fashioned, but I always believe that if people start something, then you should at least give them some kind of respect as being the first ones here to do it. The people that created the community, the nitty-gritty first ever people here, that they would hate all of this. This is not at all what they wanted this community to be. And I think that all of us out here that do have channels need to like really think about that and decide what they would want it to be. Because you can't be doing that behavior. I don't even do it to the drama community, people that hate on me. And that's what I mean. I don't understand. I can't get in the mind frame to even think about how that's okay. Especially taking like a picture of someone's passed on family member. That's just gross. I don't know. That's going too far. So think about it. Figure out what kind of community you want this to be. And then, I don't know, guys, hopefully going forward, all of this will calm down. But until the community members start saying, hey, listen, we're not okay with you acting like this after we just yelled at Queen for acting like a quarter of the way you did, then we're not going to probably ever get anywhere. Some of the OGs don't even engage anymore. That is what I mean. I've talked to some, and that's why. And I'm upset about it. I'm upset. I'm upset that we're losing our real OGs of this community, because when they came here to make this community, they had that other vision. And then these people have shown up and they're like, I want to be YouTube influencers in the anti-MLM community. And then they've just taken it into hate mobs and like cancel culture on the Huns. And I do. I think that we all need to. Like I said, I'm not fucking completely innocent either. But that's the thing, is that I'm probably one of the only people on here that would do a video like this and say that. Which is probably why you don't really see me getting as much hate from the people that actually do hate our community. I get hate from the people in our community more than I get hate from the anti-MLM community. They actually think I'm kind of cool. So you know what I mean? That there's a reason for that. It's because I will sit here and be like, yeah, I ain't perfect. I definitely fucked up. I've done some awful things since being on here. That's for sure. But you have to be willing to be like, yeah, this is what happened. This is what I did. This is what other people did. But this is also what I did. And I didn't help anything. Otherwise, no one's going to get anywhere with anything. My issue with dramas with other people is often that I'm the only one that does that. None of them want to. And it's like, yeah, okay, I can apologize a million times for my behavior. But unless you apologize for what you did to me, ain't nobody moving on. And sometimes that makes sense. But that's what I mean, is that maybe they all need to get together. They need to have one of their little IG meetings in their inbox there and go and talk in the Tiana Lee's so-called advocacy organization group talk some more smack about me in there, and talk about how they want to make this community either into a hate mob that goes around attacking Huns or into a community that actually wants to help people out of these things and then shut them down legally. Which also means that you shouldn't be hanging out with people like Valkyrie who are like, yeah, well, how many MLMs have you shut down? None? Ha! Told you you're worthless, queen. And that's what I mean. Check your friends. Check your friends before you go looking at the haters for doxing and stuff as well. A lot of times, it's the people in your own community. Okay? I know because they do it to me too. Have a fabulous rest of your day. I'm really surprised these maintenance people haven't showed up yet. Do you see what I have to put up with? Fucking damn it. Excuse me. Just remember out here, if I block you and then you go make new accounts and you come back, that is stalking. And then I'm going to have to go do a whole 2-hour live stream on here with JJ and Aaron about how you be stalking me. All right. Because this stalking is not okay. I am very ironic. I am very sarcastic. I am a parody most of the time, and none of you get it. Have a good day. I don't know what to do about that person. They just need to catch up.